Hi, I'm Jennifer Luney. I'm a wealth advisor with Regions Private Bank. And today I'd like to pose a question to you. What is loss? Think about it in the room you're sitting in now, or the environment that you're sitting in now. What around you could be lost, could be stolen, could be damaged, could be replaced, could not be replaced. When tragedy strikes, how do people avoid bearing the cost of loss? So take just a minute by yourself or with the people around you and discuss for just a moment, or think about, or even write down, what is a loss? What could be lost? And in your thoughts, look at the environment that you're in, the people that you're around, and then think about the environment you're normally in your everyday life, and the people around you in your everyday life. And think about loss, replacement, and irreplaceable. What are some types of loss that you came up with? Feel welcome to discuss, feel welcome to pause this video and discuss. But come back and here's what we'll talk about. What most experts say, and I'll say financial experts, planning experts say, that they consider to be the cornerstone of any planning, of any financial planning, of financial literacy, is life insurance. But I say it's insurance as a whole. If you save money, if you budget well, if you are able to acquire assets, you have to preserve and protect those assets because they're either slightly replaceable, completely replaceable, or irreplaceable. So when you were thinking about loss, maybe you thought about the loss of a material need, such as your home, your car, or your mode of transportation, whatever that might be. Perhaps you thought about job or income loss, right? Your wages, or maybe as a business owner, the closing of a business or the loss of a business or business income. Loss of mobility. The mobility is your ability to transport yourself. So your movement, right? Health, wellness, illness, disability, all can be considered full or slight losses. Loss of investment, and that's something you purchased, yes, but your savings and retirement are what I'm speaking of right now. And loss of relationship. Unfortunately, some marriages and some business partnerships just do not work out, so we do need to plan for that. So divorce is a loss. And of course, what I see as most important is loss of life. So what we're going to be talking about here are different forms of risk management, of managing risk, different ways to protect and preserve all of those things that I just mentioned: a material loss, a job or income loss, mobility loss, an investment loss, a relationship loss, and the loss of life. So how do we protect everything that you own and everything that you love? How do we avoid the cost or help replace, or the replacement cost of those types of loss? So you have health insurance. A lot of people are familiar with that. A lot of employers provide health insurance, or you can go to an insurance agent and get more information about how you can protect yourself against health and wellness and illness and disability. There is a calculation in all insurance policies, and it needs to also coincide with what you're budgeting. So think about all of your hopes, your wants, your needs, your goals, all in the financial realm, and how we're going to calculate and budget the way we're going to get there. So part of that road needs to be protected through insurance. Now, there are many types of insurance. As I mentioned, health insurance is one. Auto insurance could be a car insurance, right? Could be your motorcycle. Any mode of transportation can pretty much be insured. And that's both liability for you possibly getting in an accident, and also for a person getting in an accident with you. So you want to make sure that they're protected as well. Now, the state has some regulations, and the state you live in may have different regulations. But again, your insurance expert that does home and auto or some type of transportation insurance can talk to you about that. So look at everything that you have in your car. Is there anything material in your car that you would like to insure? Anything in your home that you would like to insure? And that's against even a weather disaster, floods and fires and tornadoes. You want to make sure that your home is replaceable. And so there's a value placed on the home and a value placed on the insurance so that that home can be rebuilt, whether it be partially or in whole. Your business, the people in your business can be insured, both health-wise and in partnership. So there are legal documents that can be put in place, but there's also insurance policies that can be put in place to save a business from financial disaster. Liability and umbrella insurance. I'm not going to go into these terms in depth. Definitely seek the advice of a licensed insurance provider. But basically that liability and umbrella insurance could cover things that a normal specific insurance product may not, such as this is covering your home, this is covering your health, this is covering your car. But there are things that need to be covered when people in this litigious society, which means a society which people are allowed to bring to court, bring to bear their grievances and sometimes get compensated. Well, that needs some type of umbrella insurance. So slander, libel, things like that. Take a moment to look up those words if you do need some assistance in defining what libel and slander are, but they actually have protections through contracts and life insurance policies, through liability insurance and umbrella insurance. Again, these can protect business and personal assets. That's the money you need to live on. That's the home you need to live in. Life insurance can also include the life of your pet. A lot of people are looking around their home right now and they might be seeing a chair or a roof, a car in the garage, even their mother, their brother, everyone around them that they love. But also Fido and your feline can be insured. Health-wise for vet and doctor visits, but also for life. And there are many people that plan on that, especially when they have multiple animals. And those fur babies need to be protected. So the disability and accident insurance is not just for your car. It can also be for on the job. You may have a very strenuous, you may have a job that takes a lot of risk. Think about if you're sitting in an office building watching this, or maybe a school, maybe there's someone washing the windows outside, maybe they're on some scaffolding. Think about the people that built your home or built the office that you're sitting in, or the school that you might be sitting in. Those people are at risk. They're at risk of hurting themselves, maybe falling down, even death. There's insurance to cover them. Now, why do we cover them? Why do we cover our pets and our home and our lives? That's because there's a significant burden to cost. There's a cost if you're disabled and hurt in any type of accident and have to go to the hospital or seek doctor's care. They do need to get paid. And while you're not working, or while you're hurt, or while your loved one is not working or hurt, they may have minimal, if zero income to then pay those medical bills. So having the insurance to plan in the event that something might happen, especially higher insurance for a higher risk job, is very important to protecting and preserving our savings, our retirement, our home, our assets. It's a very important part of financial planning. And finally, there are legal documents that can be created. We discussed the break in a relationship or the loss in a relationship. You can seek legal as well as insurance experts to determine the right policies, the right budget, and the right legal documentations to protect yourself and your family members and your assets. So again, protecting everything you love and everyone you love. To dive in just to one quick caveat, the most important piece would be protecting yourself for your loved ones. A lot of experts say a life insurance policy is like a love letter to your family and those around you. So if you're not alone in the room, it doesn't mean you're alone. There are people that may be counting on you. There are people that see value in you, whether it be your employer, your parents, maybe you're the teacher. You're extremely important to those students in the class. So consider your employer may offer you, as part of your benefits package to work at an organization, life insurance at no cost to you, and the opportunity to purchase what's called group insurance, which is super simple because you don't have to have any health tests. And it's typically very affordable and can fit in almost anyone's budget. But as a financial planner and wealth advisor myself, what I like to recommend to you is you also consider seeking outside insurance agents' assistance so that you can see what insurance, if any, is needed outside of what your employer may offer. Because sometimes you leave an employer or the employer leaves you. Whether it's your choice or not, once you leave the employer, the insurance does not follow you. So definitely seek advice and counsel from your local bank, insurance agent, or wealth advisor, just to see what fits in your budget and what works for you. And by the way, not one plan fits all. It needs to be customized to you, your needs, your asset evaluation, what you need to save and preserve. And everyone's value is different. The value of their assets are different. So think about that when you look around the room and you see something in your room or you look around your life, what value would you put on that and on your life and on the loved ones that you leave behind, or on the disability? Disability could be losing your hand, could be losing your sight, losing a leg. Are you still able to do the job that you were able to do? Are you still able to care for your family? And how can you be compensated for that? Insurance. So the caveat I was mentioning was specifically life insurance. Many financial experts, as I said, consider life insurance to be the cornerstone of any financial plan. And it's really important for you to budget and look at, with the expert, what plan would work best for you and review it every year to make sure no lifestyle or transition has taken place. It's also to make sure you're actually spending or paying or investing in the right plan, because as you gain assets, you need to make sure that your insurance increases. As the value of those assets go down, the insurance should as well. So make sure you're annually reviewing this. So some of the things that life insurance covers: replacement income for dependents, right? So if your parents pass away, the children need to be taken care of, especially if they're not of wage earning age. Paying final expenses. So there's actually something called funeral expenses. You can separate that out and actually have a plan early on for funeral expenses. Although this may be a morbid conversation, understand that we all need to plan for this. And it helps preserve and protect not only everything we own, but everyone that we love and leave behind. You create an inheritance for your heirs when you sign up for some type of life insurance. It helps pay those estate taxes. When you pass away, you have assets that need to be sold or dispersed, and some of those may be taxable. You can also make significant contributions to the charity or charities of your choice. A lot of our legacy planning with our clients and customers have to do with how do we give to organizations like Junior Achievement when we pass. We're giving now in our life, and we want that to continue in perpetuity for as long as possible, and life insurance can make that happen. You create a source of savings account. There are savings accounts inside of some insurance products, so definitely speak to your insurance agent about that. Basically, there are two types of life insurance. There's term insurance that you typically buy for up to 20 or 30 years. And once that 20 or 30 year period is over, there's no more insurance and no more payments needed. It's typically for a specific purpose or a specific budget. Again, your insurance agent or financial advisor will be able to assist you with choosing the right policy that works for you specifically and customizing that. But whole life insurance has three different options, and that's the one that has this bucket of savings. So you imagine going to a bank and open a savings account and putting money in a savings account. Every single month when you put money in the life insurance policy, there is a death benefit and there is a cash value. And what works best for you will be determined through financial planning with your bank, your financial advisor, or your wealth advisor. But traditional whole life policies are something that I absolutely put in our financial plans with our clients, because it truly does help a client build assets protect them against creditors, have something for their family if something was to happen to them, and it assists with long-term care and chronic illness if you set up the policies correctly, which today we're not going to go into the details of. But know that there's something called universal life and something called variable life. I hope you've taken some notes today. I hope you've thought a little bit about loss, but I also hope that it's brought into your mindset and into your financial literacy and into your financial planning the importance of protecting and preserving everything that we've talked about in any of the series of financial literacy. Protecting your bank account, protecting your credit, protecting your savings and your retirement, your home and transportation, your life and your limbs, everything you own and everything you love. Thank you very much.